can paint anywhere, Feyre. Paint your flowers all over the walls. Welcome back to Under the Mountain Podcast. I'm your host, Frank.
And I'm Lauren.
And today we'll be covering chapters 16 and 17 of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we've made a mistake in trying to cover both of these chapters together.
It's going to be long.
This might be very long. We'll
Beefy
see.
Boys.
But we kind of had no choice. Chapter 17 did not seem like it would work well as its own episode.
Nah.
And then the next chapter, 18, bundling it with that, 18 is even longer than 16. So this is how it had to be.
This is how it's got to go. This is how it's coming to you live. So how'd you feel off of the heels of the Naga slaughter into chapters 16 and 17?
These are weird chapters to do together.
I'll say.
Because I really dislike Feyre. What's new in chapter 16? A lot of things. I mean, towards the end of the chapter, I guess she's okay. She's fine. Yeah. Her and Tamlin are okay for the most part. And then I like her a lot in chapter 17.
Yeah.
And I feel like chapter 17 does some heavy lifting for the book and for me in terms of helping me like Feyre as the book goes on. Without that chapter, we'd be really screwed.
Yeah, we needed 17.
We really did.
We needed a win. And we finally got a win.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So, like, everything we liked, I think, about the Feyre in the scene where she was wrapping Tamlin's hand, we liked that part.
Yeah.
It was, like, that part of Feyre, like...
Also kind of, like, we're doing that kind of thing again, like, in a way.
I know.
You know, we have, like, Feyre's got one cool trick.
We expanded on that aspect of her personality.
Sure.
And it is a likable one.
You're right. I can't wait for her to be a Fey combat medic. I'm sure that's going to be... Oh, wait.
That would be cool.
No, she just goes to Starbucks, you're telling me? Okay.
So, yeah, how did you feel?
Pretty similar to you. Yeah, 16 was egregious. We're doing it again. Like, we're reaching new lows every time of just Feyre and honestly this book. And then 17 was like, that was just a good chapter. Like, quite a good chapter.
Left off, yes, Naga fight. Feyre, for whatever fucking reason, was so good at it.
Naga slaughter. Like, these guys got KO'd. They had no shot here.
We're back at the house post the Naga slaughter. I get, like, literally... What time of day was that? I guess, like 3 p.m., and now it's, like, 5 p.m., and we're back home.
It was starting to get late, right?
They held their bloody hands together.
Yeah, they did.
And now we just open with Feyre getting very pampered, right?
Immediately.
Yeah, so she tells us she just soaked in the tub for an hour, and she's sitting in a chair by the fireplace in her room with Alice brushing her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, like, I see thematically we're doing something where, like, the more she lets Tamlin in, the more Feyre seems able to enjoy things.
Yes.
That's, like, one aspect of this.
Uh-huh.
There's so many things, like, all happening at once.
There's a lot of cross-sections here.
Yeah.
It almost feels... It's, like, too stark. It's like, whoa, okay. Like, you did a freak Bob-ass thing. Going out and catching the Suriel.
It was
crazy.
Valid. Not the Suriel. I don't think that was valid. That was crazy to do. I meant, like,
Crazy
it was valid to kill the Naga, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
No one's defending the Naga. They're pieces of shit. Take them out. She shouldn't have been in those woods. She did it to get the Suriel. Then the Naga attack, which you have to expect. The fairy woods are dangerous.
You have to.
She wondered, have I been the first person here in 500 years? And it's probably true. And guess what's filling those woods? Creepy monsters.
But it's also like that would be true even on its best day, I'd think.
Yeah.
And that right now we know, confirmed, there's an unprecedented amount of monsters
It is
showing
monster
up.
bonanza
So,
right
like,
now. Yeah.
I don't know. And it's one thing if we had been like, we didn't know that, introduce the idea of the Suriel, she goes after that, and then the Naga show up, and then we find out, oh shit, it's monster bonanza. But it's weird when it's like, we already found that out. Anyway, yeah, so, like, I don't know why we're surprised, but here we are.
Here's the thing. Like, she's feeling... I would describe these first two paragraphs as luxurious.
Yeah, very.
She is luxuriating. It's almost... And actually, no, I was going to say it's like her drinking hot chocolate, but she literally does drink molten chocolate, which I understand what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
But this girl
there's something else,
likes
though.
danger.
Yeah.
This girl likes slaughter. This girl likes blood. And we need to talk about it because there's tons. So far, we're chapter 16. She has looked at Tamlin covered in blood, looked at his muscles under his bloody shirt, seen the blood, and like, she caused this blood. This is all because of her. You know what I mean?
In a way.
Tamlin killing them was to protect her. Like, everything's all this murder and this like dark stuff. And she's finally like, ooh.
Yeah.
And this is giving like a little bit of a supervillain feeling to me, reading these first 2 paragraphs.
I'm so struggling because I do think she has so much of that.
Yeah.
Just because I think I was even more freaked out. Less than this was more her reaction to the mercenary's leg. I don't know why. I thought that was really weird. I did.
But I'm saying, so this is a long line of these things.
Yeah, so it's more like, I guess that, like, I'm compounding it.
Clearly, her relaxation is tied to her badness.
Yes, but there's so many other there's just too many ways you could look at this.
I
could
agree.
Also look
this
at
is literally just one lens.
Like, oh, she's been so obsessed with like survival that it's almost like she needs to have done something life or death to relax.
That's interesting
right?
too.
Like,
yeah, this is the only place she lets things out. And she finally got like a release valve hit, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. She was like, oh, I was finally in a scenario where like it actually mattered in those terms.
I like that.
I like that. But I do think there is something, she has an attraction towards situations where like life and death, people, I guess they could be connected. People are maybe dying.
Yeah, there's death, there's gore, there's like, she's always there at that cutting edge of like the end of life, maiming the mercenary's leg, this like permanent scarration of like, I don't know. Yeah, there's just.
Yeah. So then when she's drinking her cup of molten chocolate. Yeah. So it's like the first time we've seen Feyre content. I think like the only thing I feel like I can confirm we're trying to do, and I can't confirm it, but if I had to guess, it would be that like you are supposed to notice, I guess the 2 main things are like she's been more open to the idea of Tamlin and look, she's enjoying things more, and there is some connection between her having killed the Naga and letting herself relax, which could be bad to gray quality about Feyre and her desire to like...
Could be.
I don't know, fight, experience violence, those sorts of things. Also could be that survival issue, the issue she has with like being like, I need to feel like I'm doing something incredibly important.
Which does go along with trauma connection to, she can't relax until she gets into a heightened enough like situation for adrenaline purposes. Like,
so it says she nearly purred at Alice's fingers on her scalp.
Yeah. Let's
okay.
Yeah.
Well, so like, okay.
Huh.
So here's actually, this was the one other dimension to this that I wanted to bring up. The other things they feel like interesting to think about. What makes it feel a little weird to me is how Feyre interacts with and treats Alice and the servant. So her and Alice are going to have a conversation where I think Feyre is incredibly rude. Like, really rude.
Is maybe my least favorite Feyre moment. Like,
worse
so far.
than her in the library, because that was your previous least favorite.
What part of the library?
You hated the whole thing.
I mean, I hated everything about that because it doesn't really make sense, and she was crashing out for no reason. And she crashes out again, actually, about library-related things in this chapter. So let's just keep going.
Yeah, like there's something weird about the fact that she goes to the kitchen staff, and we learn nothing about like, who are they? How many of them are there? What do they look like? How do they treat her? What do they sound like? I'm confused because I'm like, if you are in magical fairyland you've been hearing about since the Cradle songs, we're going to sing one right now. I mean, not yet.
Yeah, not yet, but you know.
Everybody should fascinate you.
Yeah.
Everyone should fascinate you. And as somebody sitting there in the dining room with them going like, oh, the gold plates, this could feed 1 billion people, blah, blah, blah. She's taking no interest in the people who are keeping this place running to understand like, what's their life like? Is Tamlin treating them well? Are they happy?
I have to wonder, is that intentional?
Or
because it feels like we're taking moments to mention that there are other servants.
But don't you think it could also just be like, that is not interesting for this Like, I gotta, like, go.
See, here's what's crazy. I want to know everything.
Same.
I'm like, there's 3 other fairies in this room? What are they like?
What are they like?
Do they have wings? Are they special?
I
What's
can't-
their magic power? Can
I
they
cannot
sew really good?
comprehend that Alice is coming in here, like, consistently with another servant woman, and Feyre has expressed no interest in that, talking to that person, like, just even looking at that person and being like, what's up with them? Like, I see them every day. They're bathing me. They're seeing me naked and touching my body.
That's what they're drying her off. They're rubbing her hair.
Aren't you, like,
they're putting lotions on her and stuff?
Interested in this fairy.
And, like, if you didn't want to write them, just say it's some sort of, like, magical, like, washing ghost or something.
I just find that so bizarre. And, like, being like, I need to gain all this information. Yeah, so start making connections. Start interpreting every single fairy you come across. And you don't have that many.
No.
You don't have that many you're seeing. You should be, like, trying to gather information. Okay, maybe it's just, like, for a story purpose, we don't want to bore the reader with these details or something. But then I would say what I would expect is that when she interacts with Alice, everything would be very nicey.
Yeah, no.
But it's not. But that makes me think it is intentional.
Maybe.
That she's not caring. Because you're like, she's not caring. And then on top of it, the one person we do have information about, she's actively, like, not being nice to her.
I agree.
She's treating her as, like, below her.
And, like, 100%. Like, just like a servant. Like
Yeah.
trash almost. Like, especially in this chapter. And we get almost no descriptions of her.
I guess it's hard with the
But
masks.
Lucian and Tamlin,
Yes, but that's
I
also-
understand.
What do you
But
understand?
give a little more for the only other the thing alive in this book.
It's
We're making them shine because we're supposed
they're
to.
hot and
we're
supposed to-
we're sexualizing them.
We're
That's
sexualizing
the intent.
them.
Yeah, no, I know.
So yeah, she's just, like, happy as a clam. So Feyre asks, if more fairies keep crossing the borders and attacking, will there be a war? Alice tells her it's bad luck to ask questions like that. So she glares into her face and says, this is crazy. This is a crazy thing to say.
Yeah. This is a series of crazy things to say.
Why aren't the other High Lords keeping their subjects in line? Why are these awful creatures allowed to roam wherever they want? This is like me living with some high billionaire in, I don't know, Dubai.
Yep.
I'm living with somebody rich. There's servants coming in the room and I'm being like, I'm yelling about, like, oil issues at them, and I'm like from New York, and they're like, you just got here 3 days ago. But it's not even, because the thing of it is, I could go there and it would be like, oh, but you've, like, actually been aware of these things and been able to read about them and learn about them, and it's still crazy, but it would be like, maybe you could have formed an opinion because that information is available to you. It's actually not like that. It would be like me going to a country that was,
it's like you going to Mars. And,
yes, that's more
you go to
apt.
Mars and being like, the Glorps are doing this?
Why don't you get them under control? I mean, don't you think it's complicated, maybe?
It's probably very complicated. You don't know anything. You just heard about the King of Hybrid. You just saw one map and you have no idea of how any of this works.
It's literally one map.
You saw one map.
There's something weird about the wording of why aren't the other High Lords keeping their subjects in line?
Yeah.
It's an interesting way to think about it when you are queen of, like, don't tell me what to do.
I know.
Nobody should ever be in charge of me. It's like,
she's, like, already imagining herself as a High Lordess, like,
but
almost.
like, yeah, but it's like, you won't do the bare minimum of, like, what Tamlin tells you to do as a human in the Fae world, and you're like, these Fae need to get in line for their leader. It's like, they do? Because it doesn't sound like you don't seem to respect this at all. Well, so she says, someone began telling me about a king in Highburn. Okay, whatever.
Feyre's attempts to cover her sneaky actions.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's just like, it almost seems like, why did you write it that way? It's so goofy.
I think we're supposed to think she's bad at it. I do. I don't think you're supposed to
But
think...
she's, like, horrendously bad at it.
Yeah. I don't think you're supposed to be like, oh, that was smooth. Because she's always getting caught.
Every time.
I know, but so obviously it's not supposed to have been good.
Yeah, but it's like a cartoon at this point. It's like her being like, it's like the Steve Urkel, did I do that? Over and over again. You're in the middle of the room, like with a bat and like broken glass. And you're like, who broke it? And you just keep doing it every day. And they're like,
she doesn't have any other
Feyre,
tools.
can you stop? Well, that's not a tool.
Well,
that's not a tool.
She's trying. So Alice says, like, grabs her shoulder. She's like, it's none of your concern about the King of Hybern.
The king? Why are you asking about the King of Hybern right now?
Like, she's trying to be like, I gotta get in politics. I gotta get in the politics here. It's like, I don't know. It's hard because, like, I get wanting to have information. I get wanting to understand. I get being afraid to be in the mix of something big and complex and scary. Sure. But she's not really just like being like, hey, I feel, you could just say that. You could just say, I feel scared and overwhelmed and I'd like to have more information about what's going on here. She's like being like, you guys should be doing a better job, actually. I'm sure it's really simple. Just fix that. Yeah. It's like, that's a weird tone to take about
to
this.
The servant.
To the servant? Okay. Who's brushing your hair?
Go ask Tamlin one actual question. She won't.
Alice says it's none of her concern. She turns to her, she says, oh, I think it is. And she's arguing that whatever goes down here might impact the human lands as well. So she's thinking like, I have to write to my family. So Alice is like, you know what? The kitchen staff told me what you were doing with those chickens. Like, you're dumb for thinking they weren't going to tell me. And that means that I know that you went to the Suriel, which is really stupid of you. And actually, if it had killed you, you would have deserved it. Feyre says, would you have done anything else if you had a family? Give me a minute here. I really need to take that in. Would you have done anything else if you knew any other human beings on Earth? You don't, Alice, I bet. I bet you don't have family or know people. There's so many things. Okay, I will finish it so I can crash out properly.
Yeah.
Would you do anything else if you had a family? Alice says,
what did she say?
I do have a family, as you would expect her to say, right? Feyre looks her up and down and says there was no ring. She doesn't say it. In her head, she thinks there was no ring on her finger. I have so many problems here.
Infinite problems.
We could just start on the meta level. There's 2 layers to this. Like, I feel like making it that they use rings to signify marriage in this fake world, fantasy world, in the Fey wilds, essentially. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then it's crazy on 2 levels, like, because that's true. Because Alice, like, is like, it's not like Alice comes back and she's like, don't know what you're talking about. We don't do rings.
He went to the Diamond District in the Summer Court. Like, what are we doing?
Is rings.
They have the exact, and they have marriage. They have
same
rings.
Traditions. Everything.
Same.
It's identical. You wear a veil.
There's a quote.
Come on.
In the next chapter, it's the prayer that Tamlin does pre the death of the fairy, and I'm like, it's a nice prayer.
Yeah, it is.
But it's a nice prayer that feels like a human woman wrote it on Earth. And it does not feel like an ancient Fae's prayer.
Not. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is more of that.
No, this is...
We don't have gods, and now marriage traditions are the same.
Same.
Cross boundaries.
Come on, come up with something.
Nothing. And they still wear metal rings.
No, my problem is, and like, I would totally accept like the humans... You could be, if you want to be really creative, don't even let the humans use rings anymore in your world. But fine, I'll totally accept that. On the human side, they're doing things like that. I think Feyre should have been like, this should have been a moment for like a clap back of like, you're in the Fae, we're not human. Me having a ring is the goofiest shit I've ever heard in my life. But no, it's here to like set you up as the reader, if you're a certain type of romance reader, to be like, don't worry, girls. We're gonna get the dress and the ring. Like, we're gonna get it all, ladies. We're gonna have our dream wedding. Like,
and yeah, the bride wears white here. Don't worry, like, nothing's weird at all.
Nothing's weird. Don't you worry.
Their house looks like a fancy human house. Their marriage traditions are exactly the same.
The thing you dreamed of for your life, you're gonna get it too here. Oh my god, I can't take it. Like, they just didn't have their own thing. No. Oh my god. So that's not even getting into...
No, that's the tip of the iceberg with the problem.
The rudeness of this.
No, so that was why we hate it on a fantasy level.
Yes.
Now we have to get into why we hate it on a logic level.
Well, I don't understand the question. Feyre is talking about her own family.
Correct.
And her own attachment to how she's doing everything for her family. Of which she does not have children or a ring, and it doesn't have a spouse. She doesn't have any of these things. So why is she assuming the only way Alice could understand about the idea of loving your family would be in this very specific way that Feyre does not have?
You tell me. I don't get it.
What is that?
You're bitching and moaning about your family, and then you say you're not married, you don't have one. Alice can't have siblings just like you?
Like, what are you saying? But like, that's what I'm saying. Why are we acting like she formed out of like a hole in the ground? What if she has aging parents? What if she has any cousins? I don't know. Of course, why would you assume? It's literally like she is in the worst way possible doing the thing where you dehumanize the servant and you go like, you're just a servant, so surely you don't have a life outside of this. Like I can't imagine it.
I guess so. I don't know what else this could be.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Why did she say
any sense?
If you had a family, why would you assume she doesn't have a family? What does that mean?
Why would you assume it? And then why would you define a family not the way you define a family?
Correct.
You define family one way, and you're like, you don't have one because of different criteria.
What?
I don't understand.
Is this the shittiest writing ever? Or
Maybe.
like, what does that mean about Feyre? Like, again, so here's the issue, and everybody gets mad at me on TikTok when I say, like, Feyre is pathological. But, like, that feels pathological. That's crazy to be like...
That's crazy.
My family, my siblings, your family...
Only husband and children?
Husband? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you don't have a husband because you're not wearing a ring. Assuming so much.
Assuming what?
You... can't be divorced, I guess.
Be divorced. He couldn't have died. Maybe she just doesn't, because she's like washing rags. She doesn't want to wear her ring. Feyre's like, oh,
she's got her hands in your hair right now. Maybe she's not wearing her ring in the fucking like massage parlor.
And like, so that's what I mean. It's so ridiculous to not have any curiosity, like on a human level. This isn't even about like the lack of curiosity in this way of like, hey, you need to like live here, so like you should care about the different types of fae and like the politics and ask some questions. This is like on a just like empathetic, like connecting with people level.
We're not asking her to like know the names of all the sunflowers in the garden.
No.
And some motherfucker's gonna come here and say she was kidnapped, so she doesn't care about these people. But that's a load of bullshit. She's
about to go on a date with.
She's about to go on a date with one of them. She
minutes.
takes whatever she wants from them. They're feeding her. They're bathing her. They're washing her fucking underwear. Like, let's stop with the bullshit.
So what annoys me the most about it, though, Alice doesn't reply in a... Like, yes, she replies in a way to be like, kind of like, fuck you, I have a family. But not enough where, like, she's not like, agree. Don't you dare look at me with that ring. You don't have a ring either. It's always like, you could have never guessed this. So, like, it's not really your fault that you're asking.
No,
me.
it is her fault.
It doesn't matter. So Alice is going to be like, oh, her sister and her mate died 50 years ago. So, whatever, the children were left behind and this and that. And it's like, Alice could have just been like, I have siblings. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, almost giving her that sort of like tragic backstory acts in a way to like make what Feyre is doing like make sense, sort of.
I agree. It's almost like she's like justifying it.
Yeah, it's like, it's sort of like, oh, I actually have this tragic thing you hadn't considered, but those questions would have been valid if not. It's like, no, they wouldn't have. No, they wouldn't have.
Yeah. Oh, but let me just tell you, and now you'll feel really bad. It's like, no, you should feel bad immediately.
So Alice says, my sister and her mate were murdered 50 years ago, leaving 2 younglings behind. Everything I do, everything I work for is for those boys, so you don't get the right to give me that look and ask me if I would do anything differently, girl. Okay, so like, yeah, okay, we're fine, nice, we're establishing she's taking care of children, that she is the adopted parent, essentially, of. She doesn't even need to be taking care of children. She doesn't need to have her sister tragically murdered. No. She has plenty of reason to, like, care about any amount of family or
brothers,
friends
sisters,
that
parents,
she has.
Yeah, anything. Friends, too. Yeah, God forbid she had friends.
The only thing that would make this interaction makes sense to me is if Feyre is taking care of children and is talking to somebody who doesn't have children. Like, that's almost like the tone of the conversation, but it feels so bizarre because you're like, you're talking about like your adult.
That's interesting, though.
Do you know what I'm saying? Oh.
Because she views them that way. As dependents.
Which, yeah, like
her two older sisters and much older father are her dependents. So she's like, you don't have kids. You don't know what it's like.
Well, first of all, why would you assume she does? You don't even have to be married to have kids. Crazy.
Especially not in the fairy world.
Why are you assuming she doesn't have kids? And then, even if she doesn't, girl, neither do you. Like, I get it. Oh, that's what she's thinking about. It's just not a thing. You made it up. Feyre asked about her, like, adopted children she's taking care of. Where are they? Do they live here? And then she thinks, maybe that's why there's children's books in the library.
None of it makes sense.
I'm saying, really think about the circumstances. She just killed the Naga. She's being a bitch to this woman.
Yeah.
And, like, she's like, oh, yeah,
she's
the
just
picture
like,
books.
in her head, like, yeah.
These are...
What were those pop-up books about?
But notice that, okay, she just said, like, looked her up and down, was like, you don't have a ring. And here's the worst part about Feyre. She's not even, like, cunty cool about her bitchiness. That's the worst part. That is her worst sin, is, like, I might hate her, but, like, love to hate her and chuckle a little bit if she was like, no ring, like, in a little, like, with a little attitude. But she's not. She's just whiny, and it's just, like, she's got no style about it.
Yeah, that's Nesta.
I know.
Nesta's one with style.
But, and that's why she's more fun. Like, if she's mean, I'm like, well...
You shouldn't have said that, but it kind of ate.
It ate. It never eats when Feyre does it. It never eats. Mm-hmm. And so, like, but, so, okay, so she's looking her up and down going, like, where's your ring? You can't have a family, blah, blah, blah. She says, my sister was murdered, and I'm taking care of her children. And then you said... That might be why the children's books are there. Yeah, instead of apologizing, can you imagine?
Let me take out a note. Hold on, yeah.
You don't say, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
And she never says,
No!
It's never like, I'm so sorry to hear that.
She doesn't say...
Does she not? Like, at all, actually?
She says, like, I didn't mean to question your dedication to them.
That's not, I'm sorry your sister's murdered.
First of all, she doesn't say, she should be apologizing twofold. She should be apologizing like, oh my God, you just shared this really tragic thing with me. I'm so sorry. And she should be apologizing for being like, oh yeah, sorry. I don't know why I assumed you couldn't have other family members. Instead, she thinks about the picture books.
Yep.
Come on, that says something about the character.
And then says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to question your dedication.
She doesn't say, I'm sorry.
Oh.
She doesn't
You're right.
say that.
You're right. She struggles to say I'm sorry.
So Alice is like kind of dodgy about where the children are. She's like, no, they're somewhere far away. And then Feyre says, oh, do fairy children age differently? Okay, fair question, because she was like, they were kids 50 years ago.
Yeah. How do you not know that that's a possibility, that they age differently? That had to have been in the Cradle songs.
Sing it.
Some Fae are old. They might not look it, but they are old. Some Fae are young. They age just like humans. You'd never know they weren't.
They don't age like... Well,
some of them
Fae,
do.
Yeah, you're actually right. Some do.
Common misconception, they all age the same rate. They're not the same. Some are really old, but they don't look it. Old, but they don't look it.
Hush, little baby, Fae don't age the same. Hush, little baby, sleep tight now.
Nice.
Hush, little baby, Fae age so slowly. Hush, little baby, good night now. It's just really simple.
That's
that
it.
one.
Just letting you know. Yeah.
It's just you, and now you know.
Yeah, here's an update. Here's the facts about Fae. Cradle
I am trying to make them even more and more lullaby-ish.
Yeah.
Over the episodes.
I'm doing whatever
You're doing the opposite.
I'm waking these kids up. I'm like, get the fuck up, kid. Fae facts are now.
Yeah, I guess they never said they were to make them go to sleep. They just were songs sung to them in the cradle. So they could be I'm putting them to bed. You're waking them up.
Damn, Papa Sunrise over here.
Yeah, like, I know it's important, but I, like, kind of don't care.
Yeah.
Alice is like, some fairies age really slow, some don't. Some people,
Whatever.
Some fae can have a lot of babies. Some fae, it's for a lot of fae, it's like really, really rare.
Yeah, like them and also the High Lords, which we don't have any classifications of, but whatever.
Is it not confusing?
Yeah, I don't know who's who. I don't know what's what. I don't know any of it.
Us and the and wait, hold on,
So the humanoid looking ones, but then the Naga, but then the who's what?
Some age like you and can breed as often as rabbits, but there are kinds like Alice and the High Fae. What is the exact distinction between them? Are they, because like our lesser Fae, they're not, because the guy who's about to die in the next chapter, he's a lesser Fae, but he seems pretty humanoid. So I'm confused.
They all do. They're all pretty humanoid.
I mean, yeah, I guess even the Naga's
Lucian's just a guy.
Well, I know he's just a guy, but like the
Tamlin's a guy with a wolf bear pig inside of him.
Yeah. You know what my favorite part about this is that Sarah wrote herself an out on the age difference, right? So they reach adulthood at 75, right? So you're like, okay, they're like 18, 19 at 75. So like 95, you'd be like 20 something. Yeah. And like in the hundreds, you're like 30 maybe, right? Mm-hmm. So there's like was nothing stopping her from creating the age gap of 19 to like 100, which is still like on its face kind of ridiculous and fun, but creates that like, oh, they're like kind of the same age. Instead she said, no, I know I gave myself that out, but I'm gonna make them 500.
Tamlin's 500 years old, which is effectively 150 years old.
Which is like, I don't know that that's any better.
No, it's not. Obviously,
like, right,
obviously it's not. If you don't want Leonardo DiCaprio with Feyre, you don't want Tamlin with Feyre.
No, it's just so funny to me that I was like, oh, because first I was like, oh, maybe this is like the thing that explains it away. And then I was like, no, even if I do you made it weird math where you could have.
Yeah.
And then you said, I'm still going to make it weird.
Yep.
And I kind of do get it, though. I like the fantasy of the ancient man.
Of course.
I'll say. So, like, I'm not a hater. Hot. I'm not a hater at all.
We like it.
But
functionally immortal is hot.
Here's where I get bothered.
Yeah.
I do like it because it's fun, and the fantasy of it is just the power imbalance of it, the dominance, the strength, the whatever of it, and making it, like, stupidly dramatic. But it's the same people who will, like, start coming for the characters for like these minor, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they'll be like, you can't like that character because they did this one minor bad thing. And you're like, not any worse than being 500, not worse than that. And you guys are comfortable for the purposes of fun and fantasy letting that slide, but then we'll like start pointing fingers at people who are comfortable letting other things slide for fun and fantasy, which is exactly the same as what you're doing for the age gap. But like, because you're like, that one makes me uncomfortable, now I can't let it slide. It's like, you don't have to like it, but like the same way you were like good being like, oh, that's like just for fun.
Yeah.
They're doing that for like other things that are like not much worse than being ancient and dating a teen. So like, I don't actually give a fuck about the age gap, but like I also probably don't give a fuck about those other things either, like the same way you guys do. So like, stop doing that. It doesn't make sense.
What's an example?
God, how do I gotta pick one that like won't ruin something. Okay, actually no. You know what a good example would be? They will get like people have this like list of like Tamlin sins they'll like post around because they whatever want to defend why they hate him. And like on the list will be when he tied her up with his magic to the chair, right?
Okay.
So it'll be like that was a red flag. Is that dramatically worse than a, like, I want you to really think about it, 100-year-old? A 100-year-old, right? Because I'm being nice and generous with the Fae aging.
Yeah.
Going after and having sex with a 19-year-old. Like, if you actually put these things in real life context, do you actually think one is like way, way, way worse than the other one? Or do they seem like comparably like, oh yeah, they're both pretty bad, but I don't know.
You can't even do the math. Like, it's just not, they're both weird. Like, you know, like they're,
But that's my point. And so I get that, like, one might bother you more than the other. The same way I'm able to go, like, oh yeah, him tying her up with the thing is like, you know. It's like for fun. It's because it creates like a sexy dynamic, and it's like in a fantasy book, whatever. The same way I can do that for that. You guys can do that when you say 500. I kind of like the sound of that. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's like in all actuality, you don't. And in all actuality, people don't want to get tied to chairs by strangers. But if you read this book, it is a foregone conclusion. You have chosen to fantasy brain your way into a good time despite problematic elements. That is baked into the book, and you've accepted it for yourself. And so you don't get to like pick and choose who's being like
sure they do. This is cognitive dissonance power scaling.
So Feyre does not apologize, right? She doesn't say I'm sorry. She doesn't say I'm sorry that your sister died. She doesn't even say that. She just says, I didn't mean to question your dedication to them, meaning the children.
Yep.
I understand what you mean about doing everything for them. Love that the only thing she could do was relate it back to herself and how good she is at doing that. Yeah, I understand, because like I'm just like you. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not taking care of Nesta's orphan children, and Nesta's dead. That didn't happen to you.
Didn't happen.
That would be worse than where you're at right now. It would. It would.
Agreed.
So then Alice says,
whatever. I hate this.
The next time that fool Lucian wants to give you advice on how to trap a Suriel, you come to me. Dead chickens, my sagging ass. All you needed to do was offer it a new robe, and it would have groveled at your feet. Is this Suriel dangerous or not? Is it hard to catch or not?
Apparently it's hard to catch.
Well, it's not hard to catch.
But the servants can do it easy. It just needs a new robe. And its robe did look like shit when she saw it. Is this thing like grinding through robes constantly? People just like giving it new robes, and it's like, ugh! It's like it looks like shit immediately because it just like can't stop fucking like poking holes in the robes. Like,
no, but for real, I'm so confused. Why are we not like? And then why were the Naga?
This implies that Alice is like maybe a god in this universe, and like she talks to the Suriel all the time.
Well, maybe she does. Why wouldn't you? Quite frankly, why wouldn't you?
Is it the Suriel or Suriel? Like, are there many Suriel?
Multiple Suriel have been around since the bones of the earth or whatever.
And all of them want robes?
Well, that's what they wear.
I get if all of them want to eat chicken because they're genetically similar. They like chicken, but they all need new robes.
They all wear the same thing.
They all need new robes?
Are we saying Lucian doesn't know this?
I don't know.
He doesn't
It doesn't actually make any sense. You just wanted to have her be like your favorite waitress at the diner. Just saying some saying some fucking like I don't know, working too late wisdom with your chocolate shake.
That is it.
That's 100% it. That's all it is. Oh, don't do that. All you need to do is bring Deep Joey a beer under the bridge, and he'll fix your car up real quick. Like, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, thanks.
Definitely that. Or like some tip about like how to like change a tire. All you gotta do
You can patch that. All you need is yeah. Banana peel and some duct tape. It's fucking like, all right. Thanks, Alice.
Yeah, just hillbilly
wisdom. Yeah, that's it.
That's what we're getting right now. I want to think about it more in the future. Like if they need things, like I feel like my brain's just constantly gonna be like, you should probably just go catch a Suriel. Like now.
You can't introduce this too soon. Like, it's just the Wikipedia ghost.
You better go catch a Suriel and find out. And fine, you want a Wikipedia ghost, and he actually does seem hard to catch, fine. But then you cannot have Alice be like, it's like actually no big deal.
Break. We're still in the first chapter.
Yeah, so Feyre goes to the dining room now for dinner. High Lord of Prythian or no, I wouldn't cower. Not after what I'd been through today. He
also went through it.
Haven't been cowering.
No.
You do keep jumping when he shows up.
Yeah, you're flinchy. You won't let him touch you, but you're not like cowering. And he saved you. It's immediately with this fucking like pomp and fuck. Like he saved you were dead because you're stupid. And he came in.
She's also just weak. She's just very.
She shouldn't have been there.
Well, she definitely shouldn't have been there.
She put herself in the Naga's grasp.
So Lucian and Tamlin are there at dinner. Lucian cocks his head and she nods at him. She says she's going to keep his secret safe, like in her mind, even though he didn't deserve it for sending her to the Suriel so unprepared. I mean,
No, he prepared you fine. You did it and you got out. I don't know.
Well, right, because this is the issue also. You're like, the Suriel wasn't the problem.
The Naga
were.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what you mean. That part worked.
It worked. It was fine. He didn't show up. That sucked.
Well, I think it's that.
But also, like, we're doing the thing again. She's standing in the middle of the room with the hammer and broken glass. I'm not going to tell a secret. You had Lucian's knife on you when Tamlin came. I think he knows.
Yeah.
Alice knows. Alice
yeah.
just said it.
Yeah, Alice not only knows you went, but knows Lucian told you to go.
And then she told you that she knows about Lucian. So why do you assume Tamlin doesn't know?
Lucian says, I heard you two had a rather exciting afternoon. Wish I could have been there to help. And then Feyre takes this as a hidden apology. Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Who's to know?
We don't know.
He says, you still look lovely regardless of your hell-sent afternoon. That's very charming. So she makes a joke back because he's saying, you look so beautiful still after your horrible day. She says, I thought fairies couldn't lie. Now, Lucian and Tamlin react as if this is a very serious statement and a very serious belief she holds, which is in fact true. We know that's true because we're inside Feyre's head.
Uh-huh.
But if you're not inside Feyre's head, you wouldn't immediately just think that's a bit of banter.
So I think they think like, oh, yeah, people do be believing that, but let's dispel the rumor right now. Like, I think that's how they're taking it. It's not that clear.
Lucian sees grinning and he says, who told you that? Okay, well, first of all, with your thing, it's kind of a dumb question because it's like if you think all humans know that, it's like nobody in particular. It's just everybody
my mom,
says that.
Idiot. Like
the Cradle songs, liar, liar, fairies are liars.
Don't trust a fairy.
So
they're always lying. Sorry.
Wait, no, that's not even the song. It would be fairies can't lie. It's the opposite. So then she's like, goes on this spiral. She's like, oh my God, I've been making decisions based on like.
And she starts trying to remember everything that's ever been told to her that she assumed was true.
Honestly, I think I would do that too. It's the OCD, but I think I would.
Maybe not at the dinner table right now.
I think I would.
Okay, well. And Lucian says, of course we can lie. It's an art to us.
Yeah.
We lied to those ancient mortals about being unable to lie so they could trust us enough to do our bidding.
So she's like, you know, it's not a lie. And she looks over at Tamlin. She's like, he definitely is the High Lord because I can feel it in my bones. That just means he's my dominant daddy dream. So I like the idea of him being the High Lord. So now he is. That's all I heard. Yeah. So she says, even though he didn't act like the High Lords of legend who sacrifice virgins and slaughter humans at will, no, Tamlin was exactly as those fanatic, calf-eyed children of the blessed had depicted the bounties and comforts of Prythian. I kind of liked that we called back to them. That makes the world feel a little bit more lived in. And I like her having that realization of like, oh shit, like they kind of weren't just like straight up lying. They probably weren't 100% correct.
Yep.
But they like kind of knew some stuff.
It is interesting though that she's having, because the children of the blessed have this religious reverence for the fairies, and now she's almost having a similar experience post being saved by Tamlin.
That's true.
Because, and Tamlin asked previously, has no one ever taken care of you? Mm-hmm. And now she got taken care of.
Yeah, he kind of did. Like he
took care of her.
He's
daddying her. Because she keeps putting herself in mortal peril.
But there's kind of an interesting, like, psychosexual theming going on where you're like...
Lay it on me. Lay it on
you're
me.
just like, okay, so she's a girl who, like, very loudly wishing for a proactive, strong, protective dad, right? Like, that's her dream. And it's, like, very explicit in the text that that's what she wants.
The Puka said
that's what I'm saying.
Puka read her for Phil.
Right, so the Puka even said, like, that's what you want, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Then she comes in, and Tamlin's going to be the love interest because he can provide those feelings to her, right? He will take care of her. He will protect her. He will provide for her in all of these material hierarchy of needs ways.
Yep.
And then that's why I like defend like the age gap thing, because I'm like, I feel like we're exploring the intermingling of those desires.
Yes.
Right? And you're like, so making him the High Lord, which is essentially like daddy of everyone, and making him very, very
supreme dad,
very old is also like a symbolic representation. All of these things about him are symbolizing his role as this like figurative dad. That's where this all comes in. But this is like so much like sexual fantasy and erotica. It's like so much that you didn't even need to have the dad not being a dad to
I agree.
Evoke those things. But she put that in, which makes it have like this more literal layer to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, definitely.
Everyone likes those archetypes. Everybody likes big, strong daddy, big, strong mommy. You like, there's also lots of things you can like. You can also like...
No, that's it. Actually, just those two things.
No, but I was saying there's kind of like this quadrant, like big, strong daddy, big, strong mommy, baby girl, baby boy. I mean, that is the quantum field of sexuality, basically. And everything in between, it's kind of like a big circular spectrum.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think people frequently like the top ones, the mommy daddy, more than the bottom two. But people like the bottom two as well.
Of course. It's like a scatter plot, though. There's all sorts of
it's all over the place.
Hot nodes all over that map.
Totally.
Yeah. Who's the mommy daddy, like, who's the hottest middle line?
Lucian kind of gives mommy daddy, but
yes,
he
he
also
does.
kind of gives baby boy.
He gives baby boy.
He kind of gives baby girl.
Yeah.
But he's right in the middle.
He's dead center.
He might be.
That's why I love it.
He might be dead center.
He's the bullseye.
I could see it going all these different ways.
Mommy, daddy, baby boy, baby girl. Yeah.
Don't you see it? Tamlin says, even though Lucian revealed some of our closely guarded secrets, we've never used misinformation against you. We never willingly lied to you. What secrets is Tamlin referring to that Lucian revealed? Is it the Suriel, I guess?
I was
That's
confused.
the only thing I could think of.
Or just the fact that they can lie. Like, it was phrased weirdly to be that, though. So I don't know. To be fair, Lucian's got a loose mouth.
Do you think? Tamlin told her a bunch of shit, too. In fact, they have a conversation where she's like, Tamlin told me this and this and this, and Lucian's like, that's weird. He shouldn't have done that, and I'm not telling you that shit because you're a spy.
No, you're right.
I don't know. Right. She didn't even realize when Lucian excused himself before dessert that she was left alone with the most dangerous being she'd ever encountered.
I just find it really hard to believe that Lucian didn't get a little pudding on the way out, you know?
You think he grabbed?
I think that's unlikely. I think he probably grabbed one on the way out, right?
Canonically,
yeah. Took it back to his room.
But I also am always like, every time she's making this distinction in my mind just because it makes her feel more attracted to him, which is valid. I would feel that way too, but it's funny because I'm like, does the distinction even matter? Like, being alone with Lucian versus Tamlin, even though Tamlin is way stronger than Lucian, is irrelevant to you and in terms of, like, your danger being with them.
I think she just likes it. I honestly think it's like an obsessive thought of like, ooh.
She's obsessed with it. But, like, I mean, and that's the one thing I see about her.
Valid.
Tamlin asked her if she's feeling better. She thinks he seems legitimately concerned about her. And he seems surprised that he's concerned. How on earth could you tell something like that?
You're surprised that he looked concerned, but you're saying he looks surprised that he looks concerned. I know.
He's that's... Yeah, don't tell me. Yeah, this is concern, but I'm like, you're surprised.
You know, like what did he do?
She says, if I never encounter a Naga again, I'll consider myself fortunate. Someone's asking her why she was out there. She says, I heard a legend once about a creature who answers your questions if you catch it. And then you loved this part. You mentioned it to me, that he's like sitting like this and he's so upset by that. His claws.
Yeah, his claws explode Wolverine style out of his hand into his face.
Yes.
Blood splurts out. He doesn't even change his expression. And then it just heals.
Then it just heals. That's kind of cool.
That's sick.
So he's like, because he's upset. He's like, oh, you went to catch the Suriel. And she says, I caught the Suriel. He says, did it tell you what you wanted to know? She says, oh, well, we were interrupted by the Naga before it could tell me anything worthwhile. Okay, yeah, I know. You wasted a bunch of questions. Thank God you never got a genie.
Yeah, you would have fucked up with the genie.
He says, I'd start shouting, but I think today was punishment enough.
Thanks, Dad.
Okay, Dad.
Yeah.
You actually snared the Suriel, a human girl. She says, is it supposed to be hard? And you know what? Maybe I'm on her side, because at this point, nothing you guys have said sounds hard. You can give it a robe.
Tie a trap, give it chicken or a robe, you will catch it.
Well, Alice didn't even say you have to catch it if you give it the robe. She said...
It's just gonna, like, suck your dick.
She was like, you don't even have to catch this thing. Just give it the robe and you can just do whatever you want to it. Okay.
Wait, did Lucia give her hard mode? Like, you gotta tie a trap.
Yeah, but
like,
why?
Maybe Alice is a Suriel. Fuck. Court of Alice and Bones of the World coming soon. I've dropped a new title.
Bones of the World.
Court of Alice and Bones of the World.
She's like, oh my god, what? It's hard. Like, it's hard about catching the Suriel. He laughs, ha ha ha, and then he takes out of his pocket a piece of
gun. No. No, Feyre, no, get down. It's bad Faye from Highburn. They're in the castle. No. Oh no. Lucia like runs in like, get to.
Oh no! Why would you kill your man like that?
He has to go out fantastically.
Oh my god. Enough!
I'm saving all these. Immortal
courtesans
and artillerists. Yeah.
Who's to say? I don't know.
Oh, they got those mind bullets.
Oh my god. So okay, but I really want to get across how weird this interaction is. So he says, "Oh, a human girl snared the Suriel. What? Like it's hard? What are these lists of words? What? Do you know what I mean?
What did it mean?
What? Why did it go that way? I love that.
What is this?"
No, he does actually tie it in. He does a good segue. So he says, well, he's supposed to be hard. Well, if I'm lucky, I won't have to trap this Suriel to learn what this is about. And he's got her list of words. What the fuck?
It just wrote sweet, the lamest transition topic.
I know, right? Like, what is this?
That was pretty cool. Almost as cool as knowing what this is about.
He should be way more concerned with what went down with the Suriel than this.
He doesn't care. What are these words?
So, like, here's the thing. If it's actually super hard to catch the Suriel and he's amazed she did it, why doesn't he ask her more questions about the process and what the fuck happened out there?
Damn, Tamlin should, like, write that letter home for her and then be like, what, like it's hard? Feyre would just blow up.
Anyway, he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck about the Suriel or what she asked it. Doesn't care. He's just like, I gotta know. He does
care about.
I gotta know about this word list. I'm confused. He knows what she's doing. She can't read. You keep offering to help her to write, which is nice. She clearly was attempting to write a letter. I thought they like. She's obviously like trying to teach herself to read and write. It's that simple. I feel like he knows that. I did think it was kind of funny. He said, "Is this a poem about murdering me and then burning my body?" Which is kind of funny.
It's hilarious.
She just says good night and her knees are shaking and she's going to leave. Like the weirdest.
This whole day, you killed the Naga, you're slurping chocolate, getting a head massage, totally cool. You come in here, I won't quake. Hey, what are these words? Good night.
I can't.
She's walking to the and I just love the and I'm done. And like, I'm done.
It's bizarre behavior.
Oh, it's so weird.
Tamlin says, oh my god, you love them very much, don't you? I wonder if your family realizes it. That everything you've done wasn't about that promise to your mother or for your sake, but for theirs.
Quit dick riding Feyre, Jesus.
Whatever, they gotta connect.
He's projecting really positive qualities.
Yes, he is.
For some reason that I don't know.
He has a reason to try to do that.
Interesting.
Okay. I don't know. Like, I think he means this. I'm not sure.
I don't know, because I don't know what he knows about her. He's saying a lot of things that he could know, and I don't know them. You know, like...
Yeah,
I don't know what information.
I
don't know what he knows about her life. It seems like he knows some things about her life. And her mom.
He says earlier, I don't even know if that's ever like anything.
Well,
he says earlier he didn't say it right before, but he really can help her, right? She says, leave me alone. He does some fairy magic. And
Batman shit.
Zips in front of her, and then he says, I'm not insulting you. And she says, I don't need your help.
I forgot how fast he could be.
Yeah,
very Twilight. Yeah.
Very Twilight. She says, I don't need your help. He says, clearly not a human who can take down a fairy in wolf's skin who ensnared the Suriel and killed 2 Naga on her own. They're fools. Fools for not seeing it. You know, it's hard because, like, I don't like her so much that, like, I want to buy into their little romance. And they have moments where I do. I especially feel it in the next chapter.
Yeah.
I feel it a little bit towards the end of this chapter, but, like, him gassing her up is, like, it's already so insufferable, the whole thing.
Yeah.
That you're just like, ugh.
He's going to honor me the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
He gives her the wordless back and he gently touches her arm and he says, you gave up so much for them. He goes to brush her cheek, but she braces. He puts it back down. He says, do you even know how to laugh?
We're reaching for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I get that. I get it. I get you see this dirty little girl in your house who's, like, all serious. She can't enjoy anything. I guess I get being moved to be like, pretty young girls shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah, but it feels like he has no mirth or merriment around him right now.
Yes, that's true. No, and that's, like, literally very true.
But that's kind of weird then that he's so, like, keyed in on, like, shouldn't you be happy? I don't know, you pulled her out of a dirt hole. Like,
right.
Your whole world's at war. Like, maybe it's just not good times.
Yeah, and then I think they're always, like, kind of seeing each other, themselves in each other, right? Like, when he's asking that, he's almost, like, talking about himself in a way.
Yeah, no, I agree. Do you
right?
know how to laugh? He doesn't really laugh.
She says, I don't want your pity. He says, what about a friend? Can fairies be friends with mortals? I'm like, girl, I don't know. You decide, right? Like, you get to decide this second.
Just say yeah.
He says, oh my God. Like, the fact that he's lore dump, instead of like, what about a friend? Can they do that instead of being like, yeah, I want to be your friend. He's like, 500 years ago.
Stop. Like, just say, we get to make those rules.
Enough fairies were friends with mortals that they went to war on their behalf. She says, what? What? I never heard of that before, and it hadn't been on the mural.
Primary source. I saw a painting once.
Tamlin does answer your question from, like, the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because you were like, how did the human army survive? It makes no sense.
And that works. That makes sense.
Because the fairies were like, they liked the humans enough that they didn't like the way they were being treated, and they fought with them, which made it kind of even. I guess they betrayed.
In the beginning, I assumed that our narrator was speaking from a position of knowledge instead of just making shit up.
Right.
So that's why I was like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. She's saying that the humans just did it. No. Now I know. Feyre don't know shit. When she says something, I just don't listen. Yeah. I wait for Tamlin to tell me.
The fairies fought and died for the humans' freedom and mourned when the only solution was to separate the humans and the fairies, right? So there was some interbreeding, one could assume. She asked if he fought in this war with the humans, and he was like, I was a child. But he says he would. He would have. Against slavery, against tyranny, I would gladly go to my death, no matter whose freedom I was defending. I mean, that's very...
Very noble.
Noble.
He's a noble dude.
And then Feyre says, and we like her in this moment.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I would do the same. My priority would be to protect my family, and I would have picked whatever side could keep them safest.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of it as a weakness until now. I'm not sure what that, like, why is that a weakness?
It is. I like that. I like that line a lot. That's important to me. Because I feel like she's hearing Tamlin be noble.
Yeah.
And she's going, oh, that's something you can be? I've only ever thought of, like, what's best for my family.
Uh-huh.
I've never considered, like, you can have principles that go beyond safety and all these sorts of things. She's like, it's a weakness what I've been doing. I have been hampering my own, like, spirit.
I guess every time Feyre talks about weakness and power, she seems to always be speaking about it very literally.
I agree.
So I'm trying to understand, like, in literal terms, why is that a weakness? Like, of course, in, like, the moral, philosophical sense it is.
Well, I think that moral posturing is so important to Feyre.
Okay.
That she realizes, oh, I could look really strong if I stand up for principles instead of always defending my family.
I feel like this is related to her attraction to power. Her saying, like, she's being somebody that's saying, like, I literally don't care about the morality. And it's so funny because she's so outraged by certain moral things.
I know.
Like, in terms of, like, oh, you're kidnapping me.
Yeah.
But, like, in terms of, like, oh, the way you guys treat the humans and the way this and the way that. But it's like, you're kind of saying, if that power were available to you, you'd take it if it meant they were okay. Like, you're always going to gun for the side.
Yeah. Well, we'll get a whole nother take right now when he reveals a power to her.
So Tamlin, right. Yeah. So Tamlin's like, you know, your family knows you're safe.
Yep.
I don't know why he waited so long to tell her this.
She never asked.
But that's absurd too. But
she never asked.
So he says he altered their memories so they don't remember him coming and grabbing her that night.
Good.
They think that she was whisked away to a rich aunt's house who's on her deathbed and Feyre's helping the aunt. And I guess probably think that's where the money's coming from.
Yeah.
They also know that there might be a threat in Prithian, and if they hear of anything weird going on, they should, in fact, take their money and leave.
They have orders to run.
So, I mean, yeah, he pretty much thought of it all.
He covered it all. Daddy made everything go away.
Yeah, he did.
All her problems are covered now.
And then I was like, I guess this is what that cliffhanger was about in that chapter, where it was like, would fairies even care enough to tell humans if something bad was going to happen?
I was about to find out 14 days later. Like,
Yeah,
it's been
I know.
so
That's what I
long.
was about to find out. I was like, I mean, yeah, like, not
Do you
that
think
soon.
that was like...
I do think that, yeah.
This was leading into that chapter initially, and then she, like, inserted things?
No, I think it was just supposed to be like...
You'll just hang on. You'll get there.
At some point,
well, it's
Tamlin
not
will...
even clear.
No, it's definitely not clear.
That's crazy.
That was the only thing I could think it was referring to. So yeah, so initially Feyre's upset that he altered their memories. She immediately thinks like, fairy arrogance, they can change our minds. Right. And it's funny because if you take her statement previously, you're like, no, but it sounds like you would always pick things like that.
And then she says she would.
Yeah, but then I liked her honesty about the fact that she's very like Slytherin-esque, right?
Oh yeah.
In being like, I don't even really care. I need to get mine and I'll pick whoever I need
Whatever
to.
serves her and her people and whatever.
That's maybe what I like about her when she's owning that and doing things in that way. She's getting worked up about it, but then she's like, actually, maybe if I had even known he could do that, I literally would have told him to do that.
But yeah, the fact that she hates the thing he did, but then after logicking it out says, if he didn't do it, I would have just asked him to do it. And it's like, so you don't really care about the thing so much. You just care about people doing it to you and your people without permission.
Yeah, she's mad she wasn't in control. Everyone else being in control of things that she doesn't like the idea of, bad. But if I'm in control of it and do something similar, well...
She'd pull that switch 100% of the time. She's mad that he pulled it for her.
Yeah.
And it's like, so you don't care about their memories getting erased. You care about you not being in charge of the pulling of the switch.
Correct.
That's interesting.
And I think she hypothetically doesn't like it, like thinking about it happening to her. She doesn't like people being more powerful than her.
Not at all.
Yeah, like it's just bad.
Yeah.
And like everybody has a little bit of that, right?
Of course.
There's always inherent fear in like identifying ways.
Power imbalance causes anxiety.
He was afraid that her dad would come looking for her or persuade some villagers to cross the wall and violate the treaty and cause more issues. And then she feels a silence blanket her mind and feels so exhausted she could barely think. Feyre goes through like a literal transition here.
Yeah.
Like it's very literal, right?
Yeah.
Like the second she really believes that they're taken care of, which I just don't really understand why she didn't inquire about this more in a variety of ways, but she didn't. But now that she does know it and she believes it, she like crosses this threshold, and now the story's gonna take this new tone for her, right? And I think she's definitely more likable in this portion of the story. Then she's like, wow, okay, you know what? It's way better than I could have ever expected. She's finally accepting it. But here's my thing. Would you trust Tamlin 100% at this point?
Kinda, yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would have asked a million more questions on day 2, so I don't know. It's hard.
It's like, yes, because he definitely seems like he's coming across...
Although you did just tell me you can lie. Like, today.
I know!
This hour.
See, to me, like, what would have been... If I wanted to like Feyre as a protagonist more, it would have been, like, Tamlin tells her this earlier, and then she is like hell-bent on, like, she wants it to be true so badly.
Yeah.
And she, like, can't fully trust him even though she wants to. Yeah. That she then goes to the Suriel to confirm that this is true, which then would inform her that Tamlin is a trustworthy person, which would fuel their romantic feelings, because you'd be like, oh my God, that was my dream. I risked it all for the Suriel to make sure he wasn't lying.
Yeah.
My dream came true, and I know that, like, this man is telling me the truth.
Yeah.
I love him. Or, like, you know, I'm beginning to love him. I don't, like, that order of events feels way better to me.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. These, and I can't know, but these do feel like chopped up, these paragraphs. I don't know why. These chapters feel like they maybe were in different orders, and I don't know.
I wish that he had been like, I took care of my family. She's like, how? Because, you know, ask a question. He says this. She says, holy shit, I really want that to be true, but I don't trust these Fae, even though I do feel like I like him, but I don't trust him. The only way for me to confirm is the Suriel.
Yes. Wait. He tells her.
Yeah.
She feels good, but apprehensive.
Yes.
She's like, they can't lie. Then Lucian slips in.
Yes.
Who told you that? At night.
Yes.
Night. And then she goes, fuck. Wait, now I don't know.
Yes.
I can't write. What do I do? Hears about the Suriel. Goes and traps her. Gets the confirmation. I can finally put all my worry down. That's an interesting
because everything about that's pretty logical. I think it gives her more motivation for the Suriel, because she has like a very specific thing she's trying to find out about both Tamlin and her family. And it doesn't add this weird element where, like you said, right now we go like, but you just found on the back of finding out he can lie. It's weird how much you're trusting him right now.
That's what I mean. You're trying to think about all the old things he said. What about the new thing he just told you?
I get that you want it to be true. He seems trustworthy. He's being nice. I agree.
Yeah.
He's hot. You want to like him. But, yeah, I don't know. Just flip it. And just flip it.
Just flip it.
We talk about colors, so that's how you know Feyre is really doing well.
Yeah, she's doing well. She's in her hue era.
Yeah, so the firelight danced on his mask, warming the gold, setting the emeralds glinting. Colors I didn't know names of. Colors I wanted to catalog and weave together. Colors I had no reason not to explore now. So the colors, we can finally be a painter.
Holy shit.
She just blurts it out. She's paint. Paint. It's not too much to ask. I'd like some paint and brushes.
You like art? You like to paint?
Yes, I'm not any good, but if it's not too much trouble, I'll paint outside so I don't make a mess.
Outside, inside, on the roof, I don't care. Paint where you like. Yeah. You can paint anywhere, Feyre. Paint your shitty flowers all over the walls.
I did something sweet in like the stupidest way about inside, outside, on the roof.
Something
paint
sweet.
where you want. And almost kind. She offers to work in the kitchen to pay for the paint. I'm like, this man's rich. I guess it's a nice offer. It is generous. But you're kind of like, he has money. He says about her working in the kitchen, you'd be more of a hindrance. This is definitely doing a little bit of foreshadowing for their future relational conflicts.
Wash dishes or what? She's not good at chores or he won't let her work?
Yeah, it's like that. He's very like,
he wants
just be my kept woman. And she's like, I need a job.
Yeah, okay.
So like, you know, I can kind of see, like, I'm just always trying to be like.
No, that's a flag. I agree.
Yes, I'm always trying to give a little bit of credence to, like, because I don't think Tamlin's perfect. I just don't think he's that big of a deal in comparison to the other characters. But I definitely could see, like, somebody saying things like that over and over being, like, exhausting, where you're like, oh my God, like, please, like. But I also get I also see why some people are like, but I'm here for the fantasy of me getting to luxuriate with my hot man. That's appealing as well.
That's it. And if you wanted to write the character, and I get it. So you're at a crossroads right now where Feyre, up until this point, has been living for not herself, whatever, yes or no, or complicated emotions aside. And now she doesn't know what kind of woman she is.
Yeah, sure.
So she's now she's 19. She's in an extremely rare and weird situation in which the 500-year-old Fey Lord wants to, bring her every wish and desire and maybe orgasms to fruition, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
she doesn't know what kind of woman she is yet.
Of course, that's fair.
So she's going to paint, and she's going to grow, and she's going to learn, and Tamlin probably has an idea of what kind of woman he likes at this point, which, if it's a kept woman, and she ends up not being that's a creative choice. You can choose. We're totally on board with that evolution taking place. Mm-hmm. Is it maybe boring when we want to just have a fun fantasy time right now? Maybe.
Well, I don't know. It's I don't know. I totally see both sides. I see you girls. I get it. If the book went in the direction of like Feyre being like, oh goody, can't wait to paint and eat my good food and have all my sex and just be happy in the spring court for the rest of my days, I would have went with it.
Yeah.
I would have been like, okay, sounds fun. I get why we like that fantasy. But I get like for an interesting story path to be like, let's explore needing meaning in your life. And I'm like, okay, sure. Because I think I could also, maybe I could feel that way too, where you'd be like, I really need to do something.
Absolutely.
So whatever. He says, you don't have to work in the kitchens.
Don't bother.
But then he says, it'll take a few days to get, but she can work wherever she wants, painting. This house is too clean anyway. Oh, he's really like feeling himself. He's getting so excited.
He's like, holy shit.
I think it is sweet how much he like is excited by her passion.
Well, she's been here for weeks and she's been so repressed. But like she finally cracked. He found one thing she likes and it's like fucking whatever you want.
Yeah,
like,
that's cute.
It's nice.
So she says, thank you. I truly mean it. Thank you. Okay. He asks if she's seen the gallery. She says, there's a gallery in this house? He grinned. Actually grinned. High Lord of the Spring Court. Yeah.
Feyre's corny as fuck sometimes. Like, she really is.
So then he says, yeah, I had the gallery, I had it closed off when I inherited the house. So I'm like, well, why'd you ask if she's seen it then?
It's been closed off by your decree. So it's locked, buddy.
It seemed like a waste of time to have the servants keep it clean. She's like, of course he would do that as a trained warrior. I'm like, okay, they're like, she's relating to him in some way. Yeah. She's like, he's trying to be practical too, so I understand.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I'm like, does she see herself as a trained warrior? She does seem to like be identifying with that like concept a lot.
Yes and no. I think she's like, maybe like, she's like, I think I was a warrior for my family. But I think I think she does put him on a bit of a soldier pedestal, which she should. He actually belongs there.
Right.
He's like a god. I think it's a sexual thing for her. I think
and it's a sexual thing for me too.
That's what I'm saying. He's a trained. He's a. It's like being like he's a gladiator.
Yeah.
He's a gladiator. And guess what? Gladiators are hot.
So he's like, I'm busy tomorrow, but I'm gonna get it cleaned, and then the next day after that, let me show it to you. And then color is creeping into his cheeks. He says, please, it would be my pleasure. And she believed him that it would. That's a very, like, Terry Goodkind ending to a chapter. But anyway, agree. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I even think him turning and grinning like that was very Richard.
So Richard.
It was Richard coded.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit, the Seeker smiled. Like,
yeah. He's planning on having the whole thing cleaned so he can take her there and watch her see the gallery. So she's going to get her Beauty and the Beast moment here soon. Oh my gosh, if the paintings on the wall were any indication, the ones specifically picked for the gallery have to be perfect. She says, I would like that very much. She's in her Disney princess arc.
Yes, she is.
She that moment of silence, I'm telling you.
Yeah, that was her.
Something at her brain like, I mean, great. She's going to still be same old Feyre in a lot of ways, but now I'm baby girl. Now I'm most beautiful baby girl.
I prefer that so much.
Absolutely.
Please be a baby girl.
Absolutely. But not like a baby girl the way you were when you were crying on the floor about your
in your
old
shit
clothes.
pants, yeah.
She thinks about Isaac Hale, and she thinks, Isaac had never smiled at me like that. Isaac had never made my breath catch just a little bit. You're like, okay, that's cute.
It's cute.
She walks out of the room grasping her crumpled word paper as if doing so could somehow keep that answering smile from tugging on my lips. There is something cute, very cute about her walking out of the room, finally, not caring about this stupid shit. Like, she's got the paper, she's not thinking about, I'm so embarrassed.
Words, yeah.
You know, whatever. I thought that was clever to have her holding it and finally not thinking about it and smiling. And it's so funny to me how I can be like, the beginning of the chapter with Alice, how much I fucking hate her.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the end, just doing that, I'm like, That's cute.
Oh, Feyre, yeah.
And damn it, I hate that.
That's how books be.
I know that is
how
books
books
are.
be.
That's what I've learned from doing this.
Yeah.
Here and from Terry, how crazy easy in a way it is for your brain to it would be, I'd be so mad at these characters, and like one cute thing would happen, I'd be like, I love that.
It is really weird.
So dumb.
The power of, and like, you know, if you're trying to write or whatever, it's like you're so afraid of like, oh, the audience is gonna, if you make them feel things
at some point,
they're on the ride. You know what I mean?
There's a limit.
Of course.
There is a limit, though. That was chapter 16. We can't.
No, we gotta cut it. That Mistress Denna is a saucy one. Oh. I didn't see you there. Tamlin of the Spring Court, but I'm sure I didn't need to tell you that. The reason I'm here, let me cut to it. Lorne and Frank, they made a big boo-boo. Huge mistake. They promised way more than they could deliver. 2 chapters in 1 episode, I said, there's no way you can get that done, but they went ahead. They made promises they couldn't keep. So, I'm here to smooth things over for all of you. In the episode you just watched, will just be 1 chapter. The next episode will have another chapter, which is typical, right? Anyway, they are very sorry. I figured that I would smooth things over for them. Much love. Happy holidays. I hope that this doesn't put too much of a damp mood on you, but spring will come.
Follow us on social media at UTM Pod on Instagram, at UTM Podcast on TikTok. Literally just any engagement at all is helpful. All right. Thank you guys. We appreciate you for watching. You're the best. Bye.
Love you. Bye.